Hey Guardians, this is the other 99%, and I am Sugars with an S. In today's episode, we will be discussing Trials of Osiris. Trials has been back for about 3 weeks now, and if you notice, it's not as popular as it used to be. There was a lot of hype behind it and a lot of build up to it. And I will tell you, my client and I, we jumped in just to see what it was like. But then when we realized that it was essentially Trials of the Nine repackaged as Trials of Osiris, we decided that, yeah, this is not for us. What this did was bring to the forefront 5 of the major issues that Destiny 2 has in PvP. This Trials is a microcosm of the issues with Destiny PvP. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Movement. The difference between Destiny 2 and Destiny 1 is the movement. The Guardians are still slower and not as agile as they were in Destiny 1. The agility really helps when it comes to you evading, when it comes to you trying to pick angles, when it comes to you engaging or disengaging, choosing what to do, when to do it. There's a lot that movement enables you to do, or the lack of movement means that when you're in a sticky situation, you got no option but to be killed. Your abilities. Your abilities are what makes Destiny unique. Here's what I'm going to say, right? Yes, Destiny is a first-person shooter, but it's one of the few where you have special abilities, where you can do supers, where you can throw grenades at will, where you can melee from a distance if you need to, or throw a knife, or throw blades, or whatever the case may be. So to have these abilities essentially taken away or stripped down to where they don't really matter, you don't get the best of what Destiny really is. Destiny at its best is a mix of good gunplay and good ability use, which makes it a great game. You should always have the possibility to get your super in a 9-game stretch at least twice. And the reason why I say 9 games is because in Trials, it's the best of 9. So the first 1 to 5, essentially. So if you win one, another person wins one, and it's going back and forth, eventually it ends up on a 9th game. And by that, if you haven't had your super twice, then there's something wrong with how your super is charging. The main issue as well is that you can't actually specialize your super or your abilities, rather, how you want to, like you did in Destiny 1. You're locked into certain trees where you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do that. Whereas in Destiny 1, you can mix and match branches, which gave it a more individualistic kind of feeling. So you can definitely express yourself better as a Guardian, because you can now match certain parts of the tree to how you wanted it done. Matching these parts also helped make certain classes more viable. So in Destiny 1, every class was playable, every class was viable. Yes, some were used more than others, but in Destiny 2 for PvP, there's some classes that are just not used at all because it doesn't make any sense. Exotics. Exotics should always feel exotic. There should always be something special about every single exotic that there is. The moment you have an exotic and it does not feel special, it does not feel unique, it does not make you be like, oh, wow, this is really a good option, then this exotic has failed to be an exotic. There should always be a debate as to which exotic am I going to use? Am I going to use a helmet, a gauntlet, a chest piece, a boots? Am I going to put an exotic in my primary, my secondary, or my heavy? With the lack of exotics feeling exotic and behaving exotic, it diminishes a lot of the PvP experience. Well, to me, weapon layout is the one that really killed the PvP for me. I used to personally enjoy going in and playing PvP, but the weapon layout it destroyed it. It fundamentally changed how Destiny 2 played to Destiny 1. It fundamentally changed the game. It made Destiny 2 forever being a primary meta. Because remember, originally, Destiny 2, the first 2 slots were for primary weapons only. All the secondary, all the heavy were in that 3rd slot, which they called power. So all the time to kills, everything was slow. So the whole game played slow. The whole feel was slow. The whole gameplay was boring to watch. I mean, it was just not exciting. It was just not good to look at. It was terrible. Now Bungie relaxed this, and then they decided, oh, you can equip anything in any slot. Now, people were excited at first, but then they came with the whole special ammo economy, which then means that, yes, you can equip a primary shotgun and a secondary shotgun, but guess what? We're only going to give you 2 bullets and we're going to split it between the 2. So you're still in a primary weapon meta, because primary weapons still dominate. The real issue with this is that you're denying people the ability to play as you want to play. This is very important because now you've boxed everybody who wants to play PvP into, it's either you play one style and be good at it, or don't play at all. So guess what has happened? A lot of people have decided not to play at all. I've heard many streamers say, oh, well, 2 special armor bullets, that's enough because you get 2 kills, then you go out and you get, and stop right there. You see that moment when you say you go out to get or to pick up? That should never happen. If I have done well in defeating 2 guardians, I should not now be punished to go and seek out more ammo. I should not be punished to put myself in harm's way to get more ammo. The 2 bullets doesn't make any sense because let's go with Trials of Osiris. It's 3v3. If I defeat 2 people, there's still 1 more person. In the regular 6v6 playlist, if I defeat 2 people, there's still 4 more. If you want to limit the ammo, you should limit it to a reasonable amount whereby that person can use their special to wipe a whole team if they are good enough to do that. I honestly believe that single change is what truly made Destiny PvP unplayable to many people. And that nostalgia that people had when they heard Trials of Osiris was back and we flooded to go play it the first week, was gone the moment we realized, oh yeah, this is why I don't like PvP. This is why I don't play PvP. Because it is reduced to primary gun battles. And not everybody is good with a hand cannon, not everybody is good with a pulse or a scout or machine gun or whatever Bungie decides to make the weapon of the week or the flavor of the day or whatever it is. Sometimes some people, like myself, have to be crafty, have to be inventive, have to be imaginative. And being all those things means using a special weapon. The 4 previous points lead to the 5th and final point, which is you need at least one elite player to go to the lighthouse. And in Trials of Osiris, that was not the case. But because of how everything is now stacked against regular players, or as I like to call us, the other 99%, you need that 1% of elite players to take you to the lighthouse. Whereas in Trials before, you and your buddies can get together and you steadily got better and better and better, and eventually you got to the lighthouse. None of us could be elite, but we still had the opportunity to get to the lighthouse. But now you really do need an elite player. So if you look, only elite players are going to the lighthouse. And if a non-elite player is there, it's because an elite player carried them to the lighthouse. So nobody likes getting stomped on. Nobody likes begging people to take them somewhere. So people really and truly just stopped playing. So it's not as much fun when you require somebody that's, it's like not really a friend. These 5 things are really and truly, in my humble opinion, why Trials of Osiris now isn't as popular as Trials of Osiris was back then. Because, it's about having fun, playing with friends, and enjoying the moment. And if you can't do that, then you're just not going to play. All right, Guardian, so tell me what you think in the comment section below, if you agree or disagree. As always, sugars with an S. There's the other 99%. Like, comment, share with a friend. And hey, latest is greatest. Bad luck, Mr. Invader. Okay, hold a rocket.
Haven't seen shooting like that since an iron lady named Efrati ruined my bar. Dark age and wild times. Good work.